Alright, welcome back everybody. We are having our last game, our last session before GP Barcelona. Tomorrow I won't have the time to record a video, therefore we're recording a second one today. And we're playing Grixis, of course, as I am playing Grixis. The current iteration that we're always playing in paper during the GP as well. We're on the play. I'm gonna keep the hands. Looks somewhat alright. We do have early interaction, and I always like having Nimble Obstructionist in my opener while being on the play. Gonna start off with a Bloodstained Mire to not have to fetch shock for Steam Vents and Tron. So let's see what he does here. If he plays a power plant, if he plays an oh man, explore, blah blah blah. I can't even remember the name. Something to drink. Yeah, it's really strange. Like during the week before GP, you find that many people online are switching to like just the most powerful stuff that there is. Like you will find way more Tron players just right before GP, a modern GP, of course. You will find maybe a little bit in fact, but like usually all these core players are gonna get left behind. And I don't know why our opponent was thinking about this so long. Maybe he has an Expedition map, and Expedition map is the name, of course, of the card I was looking for. But didn't want to run into a Nimble Obstructionist. Maybe he does know what we're playing already. Okay, we're gonna be aggressive here. Counter the Ancient Stirrings. Great. There is an Expedition map. So now he apparently doesn't have another Urza land, therefore I'm not gonna go with the Nimble here, with the Liliana here yet, although that would be very good for us. But yeah, I wanted to wait for him to crack the Expedition map here. So we can cycle the Nimble, stifle the ability, and next turn go Liliana and Zero Vision in one turn. Alright, so he's absolutely stuck on mana. We need to have the additional blue source here. And I want to have a look first with Zero Visions before I do anything else. Because, to be entirely honest here, it could also be good for us to play the Inquisition to grab like another Ancient Stirrings or something, because he doesn't have any more lands. So I think I'm just gonna go bottom that one, top this. No Inquisition of Kozilek. And there is another Expedition map. Great. So we're taking this one. Hope that he is playing a Walking Ballista now. Yep. That one we're gonna shoot to protect our PN Kieran Lar. One damage isn't really relevant, and then next turn we're gonna follow it up. Now we have a 5-turn clock with counter backup and the potential Liliana. Yeah. Of course, if he hits Tron here, that'd be super bad for us. Just natural Tron. But if not, then we do have a pretty good lineup here. All right. So I think I'm gonna go Thoughtseize. What's the most difficult for us to beat here? It's not Karn. It might even be Sylvan Scrying. Yeah, he needs to discard the Karn. So we hit him for 6 now. Discarded another Sylvan Scrying. Okay. So he wouldn't need to hit Natural Tron. Yeah. And then sacrifice the Oblivion Stone. That was not the case. So Spell Snare isn't the worst. Counter will definitely want to come in. Scorpion God is good against all the Wonka engines that they're playing. The Yana is also certainly bad. So the Surgical helps us both getting rid of an Ulamog and getting rid of a Tron land for good. And Canditas is great against a Wonkwall engine, for instance. And it's also pretty good against like Thragtusk or something, because we then can easily deal with the remaining copies. So I think I want to diversify here a little. Not be stuck with too many of the same cards. I know that many people bore out Bolt against Tron, but I don't believe that to be good at all, because most of the time you need to raise at a certain point, and they're also playing Walking Ballista, and they're bringing in Thought-Knot Seers and Thragtusks. So I think I actually want to have the third Terminate here as well. Got one more Piankern. Go with this. Although we're on the draw, therefore we're gonna utilize one spell snare here. All right, reasonable. Our opponent's on a mulligan. So he's likely to play around on Nimble Obstructionist now, which hopefully makes some of his plays a little awkward. Maybe he's like fetching the third Tron lands on his main phase so that we can get in with the Fulminator Mage on our turn. There's also the new card Alpine Moon. Just gonna help out Grixis colors or red in general. Okay, a relic. It's not really good, it's not really bad. As long as he doesn't have turn 3 Tron, it's fine. Is he stuck with lands again? No. Alright. So we found an expedition map, and here it might be the case that he's just gonna go. So apparently he doesn't have another Tron land, or at least not a non-Urza mine Tron land. Sure. And Relic of Progenitus is the reason why I'm cutting Logic Knot here in the matchup. One copy. Just because I don't want to be too susceptible. To Graveyard Hate. And I'm also cutting a little bit on the Jace. Yeah, that's what he does. So obviously this is not perfect for us, since he would actually have run into our Nimble Obstructionist, but on the other hand, we do have a Fulminator Mage now that can take care of the Urza's Tower, and then we can follow it up with a Kalitas or a Cryptic Command. The reason I'm doing this right now is that I don't want him to play Thought-Knot Seer without us being able to counter it. Now it's interesting to see on whether or not he's gonna pop his relic already to find more lands. He's gonna, yeah, makes sense. Yeah. All right, so he's in dire distress here to find lands apparently. Found the Sylvan Shrine. There's another tower. And I think having this many counter spells, I'm just gonna go with the Cryptic plan and use Nimble as our threat, as long as that works out. Okay, another forest. It's also always possible that he's like tricking us because we don't have the necessary pressure yet, that he's just building for an Ulmog and goes for like already has Tron in the hand. Alright, so Thragtusk probably, yep. Counter draw. Could also play counter bounce, to be honest. Next turn we can go deploy Kalitas, leave up Logic Knot, because then we can facilitate it with our Jace. Livingstone, well, he has 5, therefore I'm just gonna go with the easy out here to protect. So this is a 3-turn clock with Kalitas on board. It's basically also a 3-turn clock. One attack now, he goes 9, Kalitas and Nimble together, he goes to 3, but then he dies to a bolt, right? That's still good. But if he finds a Tron land, then we cannot protect ourselves with the Logic Knot. Yeah. Still seems reasonable. Like up until now, he didn't find any action. We can mill one more if we really need to. Another Thragtusk. Walking Ballista, sure. And here I'm gonna go Jace first. Just so that we can protect our Cryptic Command and Counter Squall in our graveyards. And Walking Ballista isn't the worst here, but it shoots Nimble out of this guy. There's a Thoughtseize, which comes in handy here. Yeah, this is what I meant. So definitely gonna take Ugin. And then we're gonna take Ugin again. Could have also played Serum Visions in order to get back or Snapcaster Mage and then Counter Squall Ugin, but I think that's very playful. Yeah. Alright, Tron snagged off. All right. Let's keep it. So we're playing against Scape Shift. So most importantly, we would run into a search. Like if we run into a search for Skanta, that'd be the worst for us. Okay. Izzet Charm is good to filter for more lands, but I think Riman's the take here, because Izzet Charm is card disadvantage and is not very useful as a counterspell pretty early on. So Blood Crypt is a land, but not really one that we need. Nimble Obstructionist, on the other hand, would have been great if we were or had been on the play. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it top. We can still fetch the Blood Crypt away in case that is relevant at some point. So again, we're playing against all the big mana bit decks here. And this guy is a little stuck on mana. Could of course also kill a green source in his upkeep. Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go after green here. To get us another blue source. And if we draw another land, which we thankfully did, then we can have a Serum Visions here. And at this point, I think he is almost forced to utilize his Izzet Charm by the end of turn, because he's missing land drops significantly, and the cards in his hand don't really do anything without land drops. Yeah. We could counter this, of course, but maybe we catch off. Like, this is card disadvantage. Yeah, he's filtering his cards, but okay, Cryptic and another Izzet Charm. Perfect. So he definitely has another Cryptic in hand, therefore I'm not going to do anything here. I'm going to counter the Mist Rainforest with our Nimble. Okay. So I'm doing this because I'm not very scared of the options that he has. Don't think that he's gonna do a lot with 3 or 4 mana. And now we actually have some good spots here to utilize our Snapcaster Mage and still have a Logic Knot up. The good thing about Bluescape Shift is that they most of the time don't kill us with Valakuts and Mountains in play the natural way. but always have to go for bring to light or escape shift. It's also very possible that he's still missing some colors. So if he's doing something here at the end of turn, I'm gonna go Colligan's Command, probably deal 2 damage to him and get back on Nimble. Keep logic not up. And if he's not gonna do anything here by the end of turn, I'm gonna try to upkeep Force or Snapcaster Mage through. To Snap Bolt. We know about at least 1 bolt in his hand. Just to tie him off a little bit. Because even if he's utilizing his bolt on our Snapcaster Mage, we deal 3 damage here, and he's not going to be able to use double blue. Yeah, he already has 7 cards in his library. And he shouldn't be playing this spell's main, I wouldn't think. Yep. Alright. So this goes there. So I'm not gonna attack with the tar pit here. We have 1 more turn to spare. Sure. Right, so now he does have a cryptic. And if we play Nimble here, he's probably gonna go counterbounce our tar pit. So I'm not gonna do anything here. If we shock this, we have 1, 2, 3, the Nimble, but that's not enough. Just preparing the blow next turn with our top hit there. And if he does something here, 2 cryptics and a Mind Sculptor and an Anger of the Gods, which I was actually playing around by letting that Snapcaster resolve. Because if we tap out there and he goes Anger of the Gods, then just all our stuff dies. And He also had a backup lightning bolt, so our Pinker and Lar would have died anyway. Don't really care about the anger now. Cryptic Command is a little bit annoying, of course. He cannot tap out. So I think we're just gonna go with the lightning bolt, right? And then next turn, yeah. So he needs to shock himself now. Only has a cryptic to save him. And we, with the island on top, we do have Snapcaster Logic Knot as backup and can activate. Well, that is somewhat optimistic. Yeah, like, Alright. So this spell Snare, I like both. Surgical in case we get a Valakut, then you cannot tap out anymore, don't do anything. So this, one of these. And here actually, I think I'm gonna bring out all the Terminates. I'm 100% sure that he's bringing in Threat Tusks or Obstinate Malas, but it's not gonna be relevant for us. So this is 60. Could of course bring in Scorpion God against all the really heavy hitters, and in this case I also like, yeah, he doesn't have really good options of getting rid of Kalitas, so we're doing the same split here as against Tron. One Kalitas, one Pian here and Lar that we can always get back. We're at 60 right now. Collective Brutality actually isn't bad. Collective Brutality would replace a Surgical Extraction though. Don't see myself boarding out anything else. And I think being on the draw here, this is fine. Not perfect, but our opponent's on a mulligan. Starts off with the Search for Tomorrow again. This is certainly pretty good. Now we do have all of our counter magic up and also the requirements. So I think it is Vendilion Click here, to be honest. It's good to know about the Scape Shift, but Vendilion Click is really the one card that can prepare, like where he can be proactive in the way he plays with and against us. Let's see, he does have Snapcaster Mage, one unknown card. We could of course try to counter the... To be honest, I think we're going to do that. Okay. All right. So we know the exact composition of his hand, therefore we're gonna play out the Snapcaster Mage now, get rid of the escape shift in his hand, because his Snapcaster Mage is currently somewhat dead. And here we have a surgical target then. Yeah, he cannot do much. Also, our nimble stifles the enter the battlefield trigger of Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, since he can't do anything with the Snapcaster, I'm just gonna be proactive here and counter everything that provides us with value. It's possible that he's going to try to throw his Snapcaster Mage under the bus, but apparently we're not yet at that point. Good, super good. All right, so this way and that way. Also doesn't have access to counter magic yet, but has 6 mana now. Should still be a safe turn. Could of course go and play Snapcaster Mage, try to flashback, like if he had a but he only has 6 lands, so he must have drawn a land, I guess. Oh no, he has 6 lands. Oh, he put Search for tomorrow. Okay. We do have a Dispel coming up, right? Yeah, I don't care about this. I think he's just trying to get to 7 lands and I think we need to discard the Lightning Bolt. No, that also doesn't sound great. Nimble. Because we have him dead next turn. He only has 1 card in hand. We at least have 2 counter spells, so I don't think we can die next turn. Opponent, what is going on? Hugo, what are you thinking about, mate? Throwing another Snapcaster Mage under the bus here? No! Oh my god. That was a mistake. Probably not one that will cost us, but a mistake nonetheless. Alright, now he's going for escape shift. And he shocked for the escape shift. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we could also counter the Snapcaster Mage, but what's the worst? Like, there's only one target, right? Yeah, let's not just let him do that. Play the escape shift, counter the escape shift, and kill him next turn. Yep. All right. Just gonna take a quick break here. Need to settle for some things, and then meet you back to round number 3. All right. Let's head into round number 3. And I have to say that I always like playing against Teemo Escape Shift more than I do against like Titan Shift or something like that. I know that guy from somewhere as well. Awa. Ah, yeah. Now I know again. Alright. Nimble isn't the worst card to have. If we were on the play here, we'd have a really good. So now I'm interested to see in what he is going to name. Because I already played Jace the Mind Sculptor. Alright, not the correct Jace here. I already played an RPTQ where, you know, people knew what I was playing. And so what happened was that I played against Lantern, and he played a turn 1 Pithing Needle and named Jace Prince Prodigy, and I was there with Jace in my hand. I was like, this can't be correct. Alright, Polluted Delta. Just a basic. So he doesn't have just an Ensnaring Bridge, yeah, that's fine. Thought Seize would have been more scary or frightening, I think. So I want to fetch all these additional land sources away. probably still going for blue just so we have as many of them as possible. And then just take up and try to ultimate the Jace at some point. Yeah, and that's Thoughtseize, probably taking out Snapcaster Mage. Academy Ruin is also very annoying. Yeah, we probably need to counter this. Doesn't feel great to counter such a spell with our logic not there, but this way he has to waste, basically he has to waste a turn with Academy Ruins. And to many people's surprise, I actually really like playing against Lantern. So yeah, for 2, what could that be? Is he playing Thopter Sword as well? Well, I would expect him to just play Witchbane Orb. Witchbane Orb is problematic in a couple of ways. I'm gonna let this resolve in case we find our way to a Kolaghan's Command. But with Witchbane Orb in play, there's a Kolaghan's Command, which is good. We essentially cannot target him with Jace's ultimate, so that was a very good card that he had in hand there. And now he's gonna draw a Codex Shredder, and he has an Ancient Stirrings in hand, both of which are very bad for us, although the Codex Shredder probably isn't as bad, because we can still play the Kolaghan's Command from our graveyard. Another Lantern of Insight. Yeah, you could just shuffle it away here with one Lantern. And knowing that he has Weir of Invention on top, we're probably just forced to keep up Snapcaster Mage for Logic Knot. Yep. Cannot attack. There's Kolaghan's Command again. Now it's getting more and more difficult for him. Does he sacrifice another Lantern of Insight? Alright. Sure. He wants to lock himself. Yeah, still we cannot just counter this because of the War of Invention that we know about, so he gets what he wants anyway. Yeah. Interesting. Do not know why he would do this. Let's see. We can almost kill him here, right? We go flashback Kolaghan's commands. Return and destroy the ensnaring bridge so that we can attack for 5. Could of course also destroy the Witchbane Orb, but he's just gonna get that back with the Academy Ruins. So, but no. So now he cannot. He needs to put Ensnaring Bridge on top of his library again. And he cannot play it out this turn. Therefore we get another turn of just a free attack. And then we're kind of fighting over that Ensnaring Bridge, but we do have a Snapcaster Mage that we can still play for with a Logic Knot for 2. And he was going to draw a Lantern, so 3 there. Only has 1 Mox Opal, so that should be enough, right? And if he's playing a Inquisition here, then he doesn't have any additional mana source, therefore we can just counter it. Yeah, so opponent might think that we're completely retarded here, but we're not. Nice try though, opponent, nice try. So we're gonna play Counter Squall here. I do want to have Fulminated Mage. Is spell snare relevant? There's almost no spell with convert mana cost 2 that we want to get here. All 2 Lilianas are actually quite alright, although against a Witchbane Orb, especially this Liliana here, pales to a certain degree. So I want to have all the utility that we can afford to have. Probably Collective Brutality, just to convert our discard spells later in the game. I think I'm just gonna put these ones out. Dispel, surgical. Because if we can surgical an ensnaring bridge, that's good game already. We could take out 3P and Kieran Lars because of the Witchbane orb. It's not a particularly good hand, but we do have a couple of man lands that can help us out, and he has to establish a lock first. So having access to a couple of lands here is already half the rent, as we say in Germany. Lantern of Insight, alright. Bobble. Oh, come on. Yeah. Right, Snapcast Mage. So let's see what he does. Does he just let us draw the Kolgan's commands? Yeah, apparently he does. That's good. Yeah, so he does have a War of Invention, but the good thing about it is that we do have the Dispel that he doesn't know about, so we're giving him the opportunity here to play it out. Fetching the Water Grave. There's a Surgical on top, which is also very relevant here. Since the Mox Opal is his only way of having access to black mana as of now, and he missed a land drop there, I think I'm going to go Kolgan's Command, kill that thing, make him discard. It's a very aggressive line, I have to admit, but it is a clean 2-for-1, and it also... Yep. Alright, with the additional Ancient Stirrings, of course, you can find the black mana source. Or a Codex Shredder. But that's not bad, because we do have a Snapcaster Mage in hand already. Oh, there's a Fulminated Mage, also something that he might not like to see. And we could get rid of the War of Invention, of course, but Welding Jar, okay, and another Pithing Needle. So I think he's gonna name our Fulminator Mage here. He's gonna draw Mox Opal, which we cannot destroy with K command, but what we can do is can go next turn, Kolaghan's command our Fulminator Mage back, take his other land as well. And I did this because like naming one of our man lands isn't really that relevant. Yeah. Because we have two different ones. All right, so now he does have Mox Opal, and we might be inclined to actually, I think, should have stopped in the draw step and taken that with Surgical, but then we wouldn't have been able to utilize Kolaghan's command. Should we counter this is a question. I mean, he only has one mana source, so we easily could, and I think we're just going to do that. So we're hiding our cryptic commands, just in case. Nimble, also great. Sure. So at least we're making him use his welding jar now, which is all we could hope for. Destroying that one land card and has a Whir of Invention in hand, but he won't have the mana to utilize Whir. And from now on off, we can try to really do damage. Yeah, I'm probably gonna play Nimble here. Leave him with 3 bolts as targets. Then attack with Wandering Fumarole. We attack for 9. Yeah. You can't get out of that. All right, good games. 6-0. Come on, Moto. Don't leave us hanging here. All right. Finally, let's jump into round number 4. And this is actually somewhat of a tough keep here. We actually don't have anything to do. I think I'm gonna mulligan this one. Yeah, I already felt it that we're up against humans here when I discarded the first hand. Because I was like, alright, if we're playing against humans here, then we just die. This way, well, our opponents also got... It's a little flooded, just a little. So let's see if he waits a turn, or if he plays that Thalia's Lieutenant out already for absolutely 0 value. He does know, of course, that we don't have any removal spells, but apparently he chose to get on board. Yeah, and I'm just gonna try it here. All right. So if we do draw a red source, then we actually stand a decent chance here. So unclaimed territory, Shinzirian, that one's gone. Pop in already. Like if we had an average hand, I'd say, then we would definitely win, because our opponent definitely doesn't have a great hand here. But our hand's super bad. It's not getting better. So he has one unknown card. Could be anything, of course. He didn't take up his vial, so it's most probably a 2-drop. I'm still gonna try to play out the Snapcaster Mage just because. It doesn't really matter what he does have in hand, if he's bluffing here or if he's not bluffing, because our hand's so bad that, yeah. Meddling Mage, naming cryptic command. Alright, it seems like we have to fight our way back into this game. Jace is actually not the worst. Maybe, like, if there is a chance to get back into this game, then Jace is the answer. Because his clock is also not too fast. He still needs 3 turns. So we're trying at least. Definitely not gonna block, no matter what happens. Okay. So we cannot play Cryptic anyway. I am gonna block here, then flip the Jace, hopefully find a Terminate or a Lightning Bolt. We go to 3. Apparently opponent has another dead card in hand. Okay, this makes it all somewhat worse. Alright. And for those who realized that I was chewing gum, I just put it out. I apologize for that. Gonna take, is it Zedicaster, Kalitas, these 3, and the Spell Snare, and I would go these, and these. I mean, Nimble Obstruction actually isn't the worst. Probably don't want to have Thoughtseize, and want to have Nimble Obstructionist for those. Alright, let's try it with 3 Zero Visions, Nimble, and a Scorpion God. So we need the mana, but do we need all the mana? We definitely need some type of removal, so I'm probably gonna bottom this, top this. And I also feel like on Moto, the chance that you're starting with Natha Vial is just tremendous. So he doesn't have another land source. He has to decide on whether or not he goes with Champion of the Parish or Noble Hierarch next turn. I'm definitely going to take the Thalia. And now we need to draw real value. Kolaghan's Command is great if he doesn't find a land drop. And I think I'm just going to go with Jace and the Lightning Bolt, because I think both are quite reasonable here. So if he doesn't find a land here and just plays a Champion of the Parish or a Noble Hierarch, then we can really punish him. But he actually goes with a safe play, and I can definitely respect that. So he's gonna play Noble Hierarch end of turn, and therefore gonna wait end of turn here. He plays it, and then we kill both. Champion of Perish. That is strange. But nonetheless, we need black, red. So he doesn't really have a 2-drop. If we kill the Noble Hierarch, then his Mantis Riders are still some ways off. Bottom. Probably also bottoming the Terminate here. Because we need to find more lands. Or Snapcaster Mage. And that's the question here. Are we going to go after the Noble Hierarch? And I think the answer is yes, because he needs a 5-color land in order to deploy one of his Mantis Riders. And this way we also have a Lightning Bolt in our graveyard. So a Snapcaster Mage, a potential Snapcaster Mage becomes better. Okay, now he does have something. Okay. Okay. So he has 2 Thalia's Lieutenants and Mantis Rider in hand. No matter what happens here, he probably cannot get rid of a Kalitas. Therefore, I am proposing to play out this Kalitas here, and then next turn go Terminate. We should survive 1 turn. Although this Thalia's Lieutenant will grow to be a 4/4. Never mind. Never mind. Oh man. Now we're getting 10 damage. And this is actually a tremendous problem here. The other Thalia's Lieutenant will grow to be a 3/3. Of course, that won't be able to attack. But Mantis Rider doesn't actually tap. Oh yeah, we're taking 11 damage. I cannot really do anything against it. Alright, oh man. So we're definitely not deploying the Scorpion God here, otherwise we're just dead, but how are we sequencing our turn here? If we attack with Kalitas, he might triple block it. We kill 1 Mantis Rider, then get a Thalia's Lieutenant, get 3 life out of it, and then we cannot kill this thing anymore. And if we do not attack, then he's not going to attack with this. We kill this one. Yeah. Need to hope. If he draws another Mantis Rider or a Phantasmal Image, we just die. Otherwise, we're somewhat good. Or should we attack? But it's basically only a 2 for 2. No, don't think that's the correct play. Although we would desperately need the life gain, but no way. No, it's a human, so it's a meddling mage. So Thalia's Lieutenant's going to grow. This Thalia's Lieutenant's also going to grow. So if we terminate this one, we get a token. We could double block here, kill the other thing in the air with Nimble. Then if we kill Kalitas with this, we are left with 2 tokens and are life neutral. But then we don't have a solution here and are on 2 turn clock. If we terminate here, then we could of course chump block or chump block here or double block here. No matter what, actually, we need to keep Kalitas alive somehow. But on the ground, we still have the Scorpion God. The air is what is really problematic for us. So we probably can get rid of 3 of these. Oh. He's definitely not gonna hit anything in our hand, probably naming Snapcaster Mage or something. It's also possible that he's just gonna attack with these 2, yeah. And that is actually quite good. Get another zombie. Now we could pump it to be a 7/8, which would kill both Mantis Rider and Thalia's Lieutenant should he choose to double block. We need to have the 3 life anyway, so we're gonna attack with our Kalitas no matter what. And he would be required to have to triple block, okay, which he doesn't do, which is fine. Then we're gonna go with the Scorpion God here. And the good thing about Scorpion God is if we survive this turn, then we can just use one ability here on the Thalia's Lieutenant that instantly dies. We get a token. Yeah. So he's looking for either Reflector Mage or another Mantis Rider, or a Phantasmal Image copying a Mantis Rider. White. Okay, Thalia. Yeah, Thalia is not very problematic. Are we gonna block with the Scorpion Cut here? No, correct. Scorpion God can kill both Thalia and the Thalia's Lieutenant next turn. We attack. We go to 1 if we fetch, which we're definitely gonna do. Then we're going to 4. 1 that dies. We still have that as a backup, and 2 zombies. Yeah. Great. So we need to attack with Kalitas. He doesn't have any good blocks. We shoot this one down. Of course we don't get the card draw because that one triggers before our thing triggers. But that is not a problem. We do have 2 zombies, and now we're gonna go upkeep, kill the Mantis Rider, get another zombie, and then there's nothing that can kill us this turn. Not even a Direfleet Daredevil or the other red creature. Yeah, there he gets up. All right, whew, that was a close one, I would say. I actually want to have another Nimble over Liliana of the Veil there. Oh man. Nope. All right. Still gonna wait, just for the joke of it. He knows what's up, but maybe he's playing a kind of freebooter here. Nope. In Noble Hierarchan, that's actually more annoying than a kind of freebooter. Okay, so he had an Aethervial. He still went for the super aggressive play there. So is it Steadycaster is going to be great as long as he doesn't have Athalia's lieutenant right now. Yeah, he does have Athalia's lieutenant. Oh no! Oh man. Diaflit Daredevil here, that's really, that's backbreaking. Not gonna lie. The stars really aligned for our opponent there. All right. So Steadycaster has to do a lot of work here in order for us to get out of this. Let's see what he does. Yeah, don't really care about that one. Just hope that the last card in his hand is not a Thalia's Lieutenant. Because what I would want to do is I'd block one and then is it Steadycaster the other one? Alright, so this indicates that he in fact doesn't have a lieutenant in hand as his last card. Alright, now it's time for retribution here. I think I'm gonna go after the Noble Hierarch upkeep. Oh, he could actually have a Restoration Angel here. Alright, he doesn't. So is it Steadycaster already? The best card ever again. Now it's tough for him. Because we can triple block the Champion of the Parish, but we don't necessarily need to. I'd probably, like, if he attacks here, makes an awkward attack, I'd probably be willing to just let it slip. Oh man, you motherfucker. You little motherfucker. Yeah, I'm blocking here to our disadvantage just because I want to be able to kill this one off. This turn. I'm not worried about the other one. Okay, Thalia is not a real problem. Lightning bolts. Alright. So let's see. We could block with creeping tuppets. And then potentially bolt him. That would even work against another Thalia. Because we could declare the block. The only thing, like the only way this goes really south is when he does have another Thalia's lieutenant. Because that's the only way this one grows by 2 this turn. Come on, don't. Alright. Yeah, he's probably gonna kill our Zedcaster here. The Zedcaster though did a lot of work. Can't complain. This motherfucking Direfleet Daredevil. Really fucking annoying. Come on, deck. Give us a decent hand. We still have a couple of outs. Damn, that was top deck. Alright, now we do need terminates. Isn't enough. We're still taking 3. Yeah. Sad. Really sad. Alright, our first loss in a while with Grixis. And nonetheless 2 humans. But we really didn't drew well. 2 mulligans. Didn't draw any of our sideboard cards there in game number 3 except for Zedcaster. Absolutely demolished by Direfleet Daredevil. And now we're playing against Burn. Couldn't get any worse. We cannot even play Zern Visions here because we need to have Terminate turn 2. brings us all kinds of difficulties with our mana distribution here. Terminate and logic not now. We need to keep it up next turn. That's said Nico from the other video, who also wants to know what's going on here right now. Another Sarah Visions. Yeah, I do not think. Okay, this is our. This is the way we're gonna go into battle here. Reason being that I leave 2 terminates in, which usually is an overkill, but currently burn players tend to play Grim Lavamancer as a 2-off in the main board, and therefore just want to be ready there. Okay, of course. Our opponent doesn't have a creature right now that we do have removal. He also doesn't have a white source yet. So this is the only damage that I want to take or deal to myself. The problem now is that if we play the Nimble here, he might have a Searing Blaze and just kill on Nimble and deal 3 damage to us. Therefore, I'm just going to counter this thing with our Nimble and then go Fulminate Mage next turn, so that we keep him off of white indefinitely. And that way block his most powerful spells, while also getting a little bit ahead of cards. So yeah, he might just not have the means here to do anything. So since he played the other mountain here, I'm not yet deploying the Fulminated Mage because it doesn't really matter if he has green or not. Another Lightning Bolt, man. What are your draws, man? I'm just gonna counter draw now. Alright, this white source, thankfully it tapped 1. so that we can go Fulminate a Mage here and keep up Dispel and Lightning Bolt if we need to. But of course, we could also just go with the Zero Visions to find something. I definitely haven't given up this matchup yet. Alright. So he's going hardcore mode now. So let's have a look at his hands, see what's going on, and then decide what we're gonna do. Yeah, all of these are white based. So we're just gonna go with the Boris Charm here. Deploy a Fulminator Mage, but don't crack it yet. Oh, come on. But we also have a decent clock now. I also do have a decent clock now. End of turn, we could go Bolt, Snap, Bolt, depending on whether or not he finds something here or not. Hey, is this a freaking joke? Come on, man. Is this fourth Rift Bolt? Or third in a row? So we almost got everything covered now. No matter what he plays, we do have counter magic, we do have removal, we do have a clock. All right. Yeah, so naturally I'm happy with our sideboard plan. Nimble and Fulminator Mage together, doing a good job. Now I'm gonna keep everything as it is. This is not even a good hand. I think we need to mulligan this. No. Like with the other one, we didn't have any removal, we didn't have targets for Snapcaster Mage. So the Swiftspear would have probably killed us up until the moment that we had drawn into Kalitas. And therefore, don't think that was a keep. But this is starting off to be really bad for us again. Taking loads of damage. Down to 14, down to 13 after the fetch. Grim Lavamancer. No Rift Bolt. So the exact same sequence here as in game number 1, which we pretty convincingly lost. We're taking a little less damage by our own sources right now, but overall it's still looking pretty grim, unless we find a collective fatality. Yeah. That's why I just don't see how Grim Lavamancer is a good card in this matchup. So 9, but for a good cause, so that we can kill Lavamancer and have him discard the card, so we're saving a lot of damage here. Skull Crack. Could of course straight up die now. And from my perspective, it feels like our opponent has drawn supremely well. We don't even have a counterspell. And we also just die against an Nylon. Alright, he found something. Needs to contemplate on whether or not he wants to do it. No. Just want to see what we would have drawn next. Kalitas. Yeah, without counter magic as a backup, that's still bad. Alright. Pretty rough last games here after it started off so well. But yeah, sometimes that just happens. I think we mulliganed, out of the 6 games here, we mulliganed 4. And against such aggressive decks, you know, if you're stumbling either on mana or on the cards or your answers, you know, it's just over really quick. We still put up a fight, so I'm not unhappy with the league in general, but we're still pretty rough here around the edges. So hope you enjoyed the video. This was, as I said, the last one before GP Barcelona, and see you guys there or on my channel. Have a good week and a good weekend, and see you next week.